Ready to go. Not ready to go home. Ready to.
Okay, so welcome back. Now we a few other concept, very important concept of in human factor, which is situation awareness. I'm sure you heard about situation awareness, and I already mentioned the term when we talk about the perception, because we need to use our perception, of course, to build what we call a situation awareness. So in a very simplified word, you know, situation awareness is a kind of picture we have in the mind based on what we know from the situation, what we receive as information from, you know, from the situation, and also it's also based on some individual
Sorry,
factors. So,
Philip.
oh yes, please.
Yeah, sorry. We are having a little bit of trouble hearing you. Can you speak a little bit louder?
Oh, okay.
Or be a bit closer to the mic. Yeah.
Okay, I speak. Is it better now?
Yes, that's a little better. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I will try to
Yes.
keep.
Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, I was saying that situation awareness, you know, is a process, a cognitive process that helps you to build a picture of the situation. And so this is very important for any dynamic activities. You might be a pilot, a cabin crew, a maintenance engineer. You need every time to have a clear view of the situation. And of course, this situation awareness is always updated depending on the information you are receiving. So you see, there is 3 levels of situation awareness which have been described. The level 1 is mainly based on the perception of element in the current situation. So you are using, you know, your perceptual activity, your eyes, your ears to have a perception of the current of the element in the current situation. Then the level 2 is about understanding, you know, giving a meaning of these elements. And then the level 3 is projecting yourself in the next, you know, minutes or hours or days, because of course you know that this situation will evolve. So these 3 levels are very important to keep a good situation awareness. And then, so of course, the input are the state of the environment, so every information you can get, and the output are the decision. So decision is very often based, is based on the situation awareness. And if you don't have a good situation awareness, of course, the decision you will make will be a wrong decision. And then, of course, you will have the performance of action, so the execution. Okay, so maybe I can let you translate at this stage.
Can you advance the slide just one?
Oh, yes.
Yes, we're seeing the other slide. Yeah.
Oh. You mean here?
Sorry to say. Yeah, we're seeing the intuitive.
Oh, you don't have this slide.
The awareness slide. We don't see it on our screen. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't know why. Oh, okay. So I need maybe
2 windows open.
Yeah. Okay. I will try to solve that. Let me check.
Yes. So we were a bit confused.
Oh, yeah. Your situation awareness was probably.
I have it in front of me, but I'm not sure if everyone else does.
Oh yes.
If you have your Tango open, you can follow along.
Oh yes, with Tango. Is it right now?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So you see the 3 levels of situation awareness I just described. So perception, comprehension, and projection of future status, and then it comes to the decision making. Okay, so I can let you translate.
Okay. Vậy ở cái bước đầu tiên khi mà đây là cái việc chúng ta nhận thức được cái tình huống, ở cái bước đầu tiên các anh chị sẽ thấy đây là bước chúng ta nhận thức được cái tình huống. Cái thứ hai là chúng ta hiểu tình huống, và tiếp theo là chúng ta dự đoán được điều gì xảy ra sau cái tình huống đó. Thì đây là 3 bước trong cái situation awareness. Và tiếp theo sau đó, sau khi chúng ta nhận biết được cái tình huống chúng ta rồi, chúng ta có thể dễ dàng đưa ra những cái quyết định của mình trong cái công việc.
Yeah.
Okay, and so your situation awareness might be impacted or influenced by different sources of information. So here on the higher part, you have the system capability, the interface design, the stress and workload, the complexity, and the automation. So all of these factors are really, you know, taken very seriously by designer. Because when you are designing a system, the idea will be to help or to support situation awareness. So having a good display, having a good display of information is really key to have a good situation awareness. And in the lower part, you have more the individual factor. Here, it's more related to the task, and here, this is more related to the individual. So depending on your experience, abilities, training, you may have very different situation awareness. Your goals or objectives, your expectation are very important. You know, depending on what you expect from the situation, it will change also your situation awareness. So don't believe that the situation awareness is only based on factual information. It's very much influenced by your own expectation in a specific situation. And this is, you know, the thing we have been we reviewed earlier. This is all the information processing mechanism, like, you know, long-term, short-term memories, and so on. Okay, so automation, you see, automation is also a very important part, because in a lot of accidents, this is something that has probably impacted or produced a wrong situation awareness, because, you know, the pilot was not really aware of the situation, because he did not really understood what the automation was really doing. So this is why we are talking about human man-machine cooperation. The idea will be to have a shared situation awareness for the system and for the human. Okay, if you want to translate.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Thì mọi người sẽ thấy ở đây là các cái bước mà chúng ta sẽ thực hiện hành động trong công việc của mình. Đầu tiên là nhận biết được tình huống, cái thứ hai là đưa ra cái quyết định, và tiếp theo đó nữa là chúng ta hành động luôn. Vậy thì đối với mỗi bước như thế này, chúng ta sẽ có những cái yếu tố sẽ chi phối khác nhau. Đối với cái bước nhận biết được tình huống thì ở phía trên chúng ta sẽ có bị chi phối bởi cái hệ thống làm việc, cái khả năng gọi là tạo điều kiện của cái hệ thống làm việc của chúng ta. Cái thứ hai là cái việc mà thiết kế cái trang thiết bị, cũng như là cái điều kiện làm việc, cái khối lượng công việc, và cái mức độ phức tạp cũng như là cái mức độ tự động hóa trong cái công việc của chúng ta. Thì tất cả những cái điều này sẽ làm chi phối cái bước đầu tiên, bước thứ hai và cả bước thứ ba luôn ạ. Và đặc biệt là ở cái bước đầu tiên là nhận biết được cái tình huống, thì bên dưới chúng ta còn có một cái yếu tố ảnh hưởng là yếu tố về con người, cá nhân vận hành. Thì đối với cá nhân, lúc mà nhận biết tình huống thì cái khả năng nhận biết tình huống sẽ dựa vào cái kiến thức và khả năng và cái mức độ được đào tạo bởi cái tổ chức đó. Và tiếp theo là bởi vì cái việc mà nhận biết được tình huống nó vừa được chi phối bởi những cái môi trường làm việc cũng như là cái cá nhân làm việc, cho nên là ở đây thầy có nhấn mạnh một cái điều là kỳ vọng của mỗi cá nhân nó sẽ ảnh hưởng rất là nhiều với cái việc mà nhận biết được cái tình huống đó. Và tiếp theo nữa thì đây là cái mà chúng ta đã học ở cái phần đầu tiên trong buổi chiều hôm nay, đó là cái cách mà chúng ta đưa ra quyết định cũng như là thực hiện quyết định dựa vào cái long term memory. Và cái cơ chế ra quyết định khác và xử lý thông tin của chúng ta mà chúng ta bàn từ cái phần 1 rồi. Thì đây là phần của tiếp. David, you want
Okay.
to say something? Please, David.
Thank you. No, it could be very important, you know, for any individual, any employee or workers to detect a loss of situation awareness, because in some cases we may have a doubt, we may have some clues that something might be missing. Okay, so Unexplained discrepancies, you know, meaning unusual timing, something is happening at the wrong time. Unexpected result, you are not expecting this result, you know, it has deviated from what you expect. A communication mismatch, you know, you ask someone something and he's answering something different. Okay, this clues might be a good way to detect a loss of situation awareness. Okay, and we'll see after how you need to recover your situation awareness. Of course, it might be a warning, and GPWS warning, of course, is a good example of loss of situation awareness warning. Or sometimes it just, you know, something like very intuitive. Oh, something seems strange. It doesn't feel right. You know, sometimes we have this small intuition, and sometimes, well, okay, we tend to not really hear our intuition. Sometimes it might be good because it might be a clue that we are losing our situation awareness. You know, so healthy doubt, we call it healthy doubt, mean that sometimes we need to doubt. We should not doubt every time because of otherwise it will be very costly. But yeah, if we have, you know, something that pop up in the mind that maybe something is different from the usual time, it's maybe that we are losing our situation awareness. Okay.
Trong quá trình làm việc thì đôi lúc chúng ta sẽ bị mất kiểm soát về tình huống. Khi mà mất về kiểm soát về tình huống thì chúng ta sẽ có một số cái dấu hiệu để nhận biết và cảnh tỉnh bản thân. Đầu tiên là những cái dấu hiệu mà nó bất bình thường, nó giống như cái thời gian nó không như bình thường, có những cái kết quả công việc mà nó không như chúng ta mong đợi, hoặc là chúng ta không thể nào giao tiếp với nhau được. Hoặc là cái thứ hai thì chúng ta trong cái hệ thống chúng ta cũng có những cái báo hiệu, những cái đèn biển báo thì cũng giúp chúng ta aware được là nhiều khi chúng ta bị mất kiểm soát về tình huống. Tiếp theo là về cảm giác, chúng ta khi làm một cái điều gì đó cảm thấy nó không đúng và cảm thấy nghi ngờ về cái quy trình hoặc là cái thiết bị mà chúng ta đang vận hành, thì đó là một số cái dấu hiệu của chúng ta đang bị mất kiểm soát tình huống. Please.
Okay, thank you. So now if we detect that we lost our situation awareness, it could be a good idea to see how we can recover situation awareness. Communication is really the key, you know, comparing what you have in your mind with what have the other in mind, you know, your colleague, the other part, or the other member of the team might be very useful. So express any doubt. Are you sure that we are in this position or that we are doing this? Ask for external assistance. Can you help me because I'm not sure exactly of what is going on? Set time deadline to act. Okay, in 5 minutes. Okay, we'll need to make a decision or to take an action. Avoid fixation on the past problem. You know, very often the fact that we have past problem may you know, impact or influence the way we are thinking of the next steps. So we need at some time, okay, to say this is something we will see after. We will debrief the problem after the flight, you know. But when you are in the dynamic of the situation, don't be fixated on past problems. That's also very important. Okay, and that's it for this slide. If you want to.
Và vậy khi mà chúng ta nhận biết ra được là chúng ta đang bị mất kiểm soát về tình huống thì điều quan trọng nhất là chúng ta phải đảm bảo được sự giao tiếp với nhau. Lúc đó chúng ta còn phải liên hệ với các bên liên quan, hoặc nếu cần thiết chúng ta vẫn có thể kêu gọi sự hỗ trợ từ những cái bộ phận bên ngoài. Cái thứ hai nữa là chúng ta đừng để cho mình có quá nhiều thời gian để react lại, phải có một cái deadline để chúng ta thực hiện hành động để giải quyết cái vấn đề đó. Và cuối cùng là tránh mà kiểu như là có một cái nhìn gọi là cứng nhắc về một cái vấn đề nào đó. Lý do tại sao mà sau khi mà chúng ta có cái problem đã xảy ra rồi thì chúng ta cần phải ghi nhận lại sau mỗi cái chuyến bay, ghi nhận lại và so sánh sau một chuyến bay cái problem của mình là được. Please, Philip.
Okay, thank you. So now the last part for cognition is attention. So attention is also a very important part of cognition because it helps us to target our mental activity towards a specific, specific signals, specific information in the surrounding. Okay, so the definition of attention is selecting some information for further processing and inhibiting other information from receiving further processing. So, you have the two parts in attention. You have the selection process, and you need also to have an inhibition process. If someone is talking in the room, but I'm sure you are very silent, there is no discussion into the room, it might be very difficult to listen to what I'm saying, especially if in the discussion they are talking about something where you are concerned. If you are concerned by the discussion, you might have difficulty to be attentive. Okay, and the very famous way to describe that is the cocktail party that I will describe it in the next slide. So maybe if you want to translate this part.
Okay. Cái khái niệm attention tức là chúng ta sẽ tập trung, và tập trung là khi mà chúng ta lựa chọn những cái thông tin, trong rất là nhiều thông tin chúng ta lựa chọn những thông tin mà để chúng ta có thể xử lý và đi đến một cái bước tiếp theo, và có một cái bước chuyển biến trong cái xử lý thông tin của chúng ta. Và một trong những cái ví dụ thể hiện rõ cái sự tập trung đó là trong một cái bữa tiệc uống cocktail. Thì trong bữa tiệc đó thì chúng ta sẽ có cái khả năng là dù cho môi trường xung quanh rất là ồn ào, tuy nhiên chúng ta vẫn có thể giữ cho tai mình chỉ lắng nghe một giọng duy nhất trong tất cả rất là nhiều giọng đó. Thì đó là sự tập trung của một người.
And so the traditional situation that describe well attention is a cocktail party. The cocktail party that describes the ability to tune our attention to just one voice from a multitude voice. Okay, so imagine you're like this, drinking champagne with some friends, some colleagues, and then suddenly, you hear someone talking about yourself, and then you will have the ability to go from this discussion from the other discussion. Okay, so this describes well the ability to tune our attention from different sources of information, and for that we need to inhibit. Otherwise, we are not able to do two things at the same time, or to pay attention to two things at the same time. So we need to switch off, some channel, and then to select only one channel.
Okay.
Please.
Và thầy có nhấn mạnh một phần nữa là khi mà chúng ta tập trung thì chúng ta vẫn có thể thay đổi cái độ tập trung của chúng ta. Trong cái bữa tiệc chúng ta tập trung vào một giọng, thì sau đó chúng ta có thể đổi cái sự tập trung qua một cái giọng khác.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So a good way to demonstrate attention, I don't know, maybe some of you know this game, it's a kind of game. You see, you have two teams, a white teams and a black teams. Okay, and then they're playing basket. So they will give the ball to the other member of teams. And so what I would like to ask you is to really focus on the white team, okay, and count the number of balls they pass to another team member. Okay?
Let's just set it up properly here, Philip. One second. Yeah. So mình hiểu không? Thầy cái này chưa? No? Nobody's seen it? Okay, great. So we're going to follow the white team, count how many times they pass the ball. They have a basketball. They're going to pass it to each other. Right? So you count how many times. At the end, we'll ask you how many times the ball moved, okay?
For the white team.
White team, yes.
White team.
Yeah, the white team only, yeah.
Okay. Look.
Okay. So be focused.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Counting how many times?
Okay. So how many times?
13,
So we have a 10.
11,
We have 13.
13, yes.
14.
14,
11.
yeah.
11 over here.
Oh, okay. So not bad. And have you seen any other thing in the video?
Mình có xem cái gì đặc biệt hay là strange? Strange là gì?
Lạ.
Lạ.
Đúng là lạ, đặc biệt.
Có không?
Không thấy.
So I think about 3 people saw something strange.
Okay, only 3 people. Okay, so I will show you for the other people. Have you seen the gorilla?
There's a gorilla.
Yeah, a big gorilla. You see, it's a fake one, of course, but yeah. So what does it mean? So very often, people they are not able to perceive the gorilla. What does it mean? It means that our attention is so strong, so focused on the task, which is counting the number of balls, that you have to inhibit all the other sources of information. So if you haven't seen the gorilla, I think this is a good thing, because it means that you were really attentive, you were really trying to do your best to count the number of balls. Because if you try to see other things, you might, miss one ball, okay? So, and this is the paradox of attention. It's a very good, very strong process that helps us, to be very focused on something, doing something. But the negative side is that we may miss very obvious things, like, having a gorilla doing like this exactly in the middle of the scene. Okay, if you want to translate.
Thầy mới vừa giải thích cái thí nghiệm này, khi mà chúng ta tập trung thì có thể là sẽ giúp cho chúng ta đạt được cái kết quả cao nhất trong một cái việc nào đó. Tuy nhiên điều này nó cũng sẽ ảnh hưởng là chúng ta sẽ mất đi cái việc tập trung ở những cái môi trường bên cạnh, đúng không ạ? Yeah.
And yeah, I have another video here. I don't know if it works. It's an advertising. In advertising, they are using very often for TV clips. They are using some psychological research, and so I think this one is also quite good to illustrate attention.
So you want us to do this experiment, or just watch?
Sorry.
Just
yeah.
Just watch.
Yeah, just watch it. It's a short video. You will see.
To test just how much attention the attention-stealing design of the new Skoda Fabia actually steals, we left one parked on this ordinary road in West London. We wanted to see if its sharp crystalline shapes, bold lines and lower, wider profile would attract the desired level of attention. Will the 17-inch black alloy wheels stop passers-by in their tracks? Will the angular headlights attract the attention of other road users? Will a crowd gather to check out its fresh, sporty look? Well, not quite. But did the attention-stealing design distract you from noticing that the entire street has been changing right before your very eyes? Don't believe us? Have another look. Did you spot the van changing to a taxi? How about the scooter changing to a pair of bicycles? Or the lady holding a pig? Let alone the fact that the entire street is now completely different. Didn't think so. So there we have it. Proof that the new Skoda Fabia is truly attention-stealing.
So you see, they are using a kind of bias, a kind of limitation, human limitation, just to demonstrate how much, you know, their car is beautiful and so attract attention. And so I don't know if you notice that all the street has changed, you know. So during the video, they change a lot of things in the street, and very often we are not able to notice, you know, this change, which was really done, you know, in face offers. Okay, so maybe you need to translate it.
Và cái thí nghiệm này cũng tương tự như vậy, là khi mà yêu cầu chúng ta chú ý vào một cái chi tiết nào đó thì rõ ràng chúng ta đã không nhận ra cái khung hình đó đằng sau đã thay đổi rất là nhiều. Ở cái khúc sau là nó hoàn toàn thay đổi luôn. Tuy nhiên là trong lúc mà mình xem thì mình có thấy thay đổi không ạ? Có. Xong tức là mình hiện tại là các anh chị đã học được một cái experience rồi, là đó, cái kinh nghiệm là luôn luôn sẽ thay đổi, thì tuy nhiên là chúng ta sẽ chú ý tới những cái thay đổi nhiều hơn là những cái mà đứng yên.
Yeah.
Mình có
They've been fooled one time too many, Philip. Now
Yeah,
they're paying more attention.
Yes. Okay. So, sorry. Now the last part for the cognition is vigilance. So what we call vigilance is a very specific ability, which is to detect rare, so infrequent, and random signals. And it's used especially in monitoring tasks, you know, and in very highly automated system. So in very highly automated system, you don't have to do a lot of actions, you don't have to process a lot of information, but rather you are more monitoring a system. And what you are required to do is to detect, you know, everything that has to be detected. Okay, so this ability might be is very fragile, and it has been shown in a very old experiment. Now it was in the 50s. It's the clock test. So the clock test was designed by Macross. He was a psychologist in the UK, and he was studying why he was trying to understand why some air traffic controllers during the Second World War, sometimes they did not detect on their display some German aircraft, you know, so very, very serious situation, because the German was the enemy, and so it was very serious, very critical if some German aircraft can enter into the British airspace to launch some bombs. So what he did here, he designed a very simple task, which is a clock test. So as you can see here, the arm on the clock is just moving, is just jumping one time every second. And this is what we call the non-critical signal. And sometimes, very rarely, you know, very infrequently and randomly, you have a critical signal. So the critical signal means a double jump. Okay, so instead of doing one jump in 1 second, is doing a double jump. And this is a critical signal. And so he used some volunteers to watch the clock for 2 hours. So very long and very boring study. You know, they were just have to look at the clock, and every time there was a critical signal, they have to press a button to say, okay, I have detected a critical signal. Okay, so maybe you can translate.
Đây là một cái thí nghiệm thử nghiệm cái mức độ cảnh giác của một người. Thì trong cái thí nghiệm này thì mình sẽ thấy đây có một cái đồng hồ. Đồng hồ bình thường thì mỗi khắc thì kim của mình sẽ nhảy một nấc, đúng không ạ? Và sometimes rất là hiếm khi thì cái đồng hồ này sẽ có lúc sẽ nhảy 2 nấc. Thì cái người tham gia thí nghiệm được yêu cầu là khi nào mà thấy nhảy 2 nấc á, thì hãy bấm một cái nút để cho thể hiện là mình đã thấy được cái điều bất thường xảy ra. Thì đây là cái thí nghiệm của đồng hồ.
Okay, and so what are the results? You know, again, they did it for 2 hours, and the results, and it has been reproduced in a lot of experiments. So here you see on this scale you have the time per 30 minutes period. So the time have been splitted, the 2 hours have been splitted in 30 minutes period. And here this is the mean percent of omission. So omission means that the subject, the volunteer, did not press the button when it was the time to press the button. When there was a critical signal, the double jump on the clock. So what you can see is that on the first 30 minutes, there was 15% of omission, which was not bad. But after the second 30-minute period, you have a significant increase of omission. It goes to 25%, and then it continue increasing, you know, after 1 or 2 hours. And so again, they did it in several situations with auditive signal, visual signal, and we have always a kind, you know, of breakdown after 30 minutes. And so it shows that our ability to be vigilant is probably no more than 30 minutes. So, you know, our ability to monitor something where very infrequent and very random signals appear is no more than 20 to 30 minutes. It does not mean that you will not be able to monitor after 30 minutes, but the probability of doing errors is increasing very quickly after 30 minutes. And so this is a very critical fact because, you know, in a lot of automated system, the only thing you are required is to use your vigilance. So you have to know that this is very fragile and you have to take care when someone is watching you know, this kind of information or of situation. And of course, it will be worst when you are doing this during the night. And this is what we'll see later on. Okay, so if you want to translate.
Và cái người mà tham gia thí nghiệm này được yêu cầu là phải quan sát cái đồng hồ trong vòng 2 tiếng đồng hồ. Và kết quả thì được thể hiện trên cái biểu đồ này ạ. Thì kết quả này được thể hiện trong vòng 30 phút đầu tiên. Thì mọi người sẽ thấy là từ cái phút thứ nhất thì cái mức độ mà không có tìm thấy được cái lỗi đó, không tìm thấy được cái double nhảy double đó là chỉ có 15% thôi. Tuy nhiên là càng ngày thì chúng ta càng sa nhãn đi và cái mức độ mà bỏ qua những cái double check đó, những cái double jump đó thì nó lại tăng lên. Cho nên là thầy có rút ra một cái kết luận, tức là những nhà nghiên cứu có rút ra một kết luận là chúng ta thật sự chỉ là giữ được cái mức độ cảnh giác cao nhất trong vòng 30 phút thôi, và sau đó là chúng ta sẽ mức độ này sẽ giảm xuống dần. Cho nên là đặc biệt đối với những cái công việc mà chúng ta cần phải quan sát và tập trung cao thì điều này chúng ta còn phải để ý nhiều hơn, đặc biệt là đối với các anh chị làm việc vào ban đêm.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we have finished the cognition, and I would like to do the same thing we did before the lunchtime. For each table, please give us one, you know, things you learned from the course. So we can leave you 2 or 3 minutes just to think about something that really you learn and that you will share with the others. Okay?
Okay. Mình có 3 phút, right? Discuss slide, sau đó share. What did we learn so far from the afternoon? Okay?
Yeah.
Buổi chiều
Và buổi đến ai sẽ share nhé.
If you told me nothing, I will start from the beginning.
We'll be okay.
study.
If he doesn't have the cable. No, no worries. Yeah. Hi, Philip, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to suggest if you have the Apple earpiece that has the microphone, the cabled one, that may be clearer. The microphone is sort of just in the right position. You can put it near your mouth. It's very clear.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
you are suggesting me to use a mic. Oh, the Apple. What do you mean? Can you say it again?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you because they turned it down. But
Yeah.
if we can't fix it, well, we can bear with it. But yeah, I better get them organized again now. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
If, Philip, if you are
Yes.
using the microphone from your computer, you can move closer to the screen. Don't let us.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I see. Sorry, I'm tired.
As long as you don't show any signs of fatigue, we'll be okay, right? Are we ready, everyone? Are we ready? We're ready. This group is ready.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes. Ready.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, we're ready. Okay. Okay. So we may need to have one or two answers in Vietnamese. So yeah, let's translate. Okay, we're all ready. Let's quieten down. Let's quieten down. Let's quieten down. Quieten down. Yes. Next. Okay, we're going to start here.
Right now, on behalf of my groups, to talk about what we learned in this afternoon. We talk about the analytical model. That's the study.
CD,
That we
yes.
call study SDIE. Mean that we are sharing information. The second, we analyze the problem. Third, we develop the solution. Fourth, we implement the best solution. And finally, we evaluate continuously. That's what we call study.
Okay.
Okay, good.
So they learned something. Good.
Oh, next table.
No, come on. One thing is good. It's good. All right. We're doing it in random order here.
Hello, I'm Brody.
Sorry, Philip.
Hello.
The thing we learned this afternoon is the way how the memory operator, long-term memory, short-term memory, working memory, and they make a decision so that we can use memory actively and use this knowledge for analyze the error or violence in the future. I think so.
Good. Good. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Okay, 1 second.
All right, so I think this afternoon we learned something like first of all, we learned about the decision-making process. It's based on the situation, and we have two. I think it's two kind of decision-making. The first of all, if we have a time like we will apply the analytical decision-making, and the first of all is will be the intuitive decision-making. If we don't have time, something like instinct, we use instinct and nature to react like situation. And the next one we learn is analytical model. As I said before, in Vietnamese, we have our own model for decision making. In case of analytical, we use DODA, DODAR. First of all, we need to diagnose problem. The second thing is we choose option and we analyze the option we have. Next one, we make decision and we ask each other if we agree with our decision or not. And the fourth one is allocated. We analyze and also we allocated like you do like this, you do this, I do this, and how about ATC and also our cabin crew, something like that. And the last one is R is review. It's the same like if it work or not, so we need to change something. And the next one is situation awareness. We learned this afternoon.
Yeah.
We have like attention, and the last one is vigilance, and it's been reduced by time. As I learned something here, and you cannot pay attention and concentrate for a long time.
Yeah, you are not superhuman, no matter how good you are. Yeah. Okay, one more. Ladies, gentlemen. This is the shrinking table, the shrinking group. I'm not sure why.
Again, sorry. So I have a short summary, if you don't mind. So far, we have work on activities of human cognition, which includes many of activities such as understanding, memory, schema, attention, decision making, situation awareness, and vigilance. And based on those knowledge, we have a chance to understand people, and we understand how those activities generally work and why it's caused, make us the human easy to make error or violate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good summary. Thank you so much. Very good. Okay, so now it's almost done for the day, but what I may propose you just to introduce, the next course, the next section, which will be about fatigue, sleep, and stress. Okay, so we'll cover all of this tomorrow morning. So just to maybe introduce and trigger the thoughts, I will have a few questions for you. Okay, like at the beginning this morning. Fatigue management is a regulatory requirement because fatigue is created by your job, fatigue is a risk to operation, or fatigue is a popular topic in 2020. What would be the good answer?
Okay. So we'll get the answers 1, 2, 3 here. Yes, and we'll see how many people are answering. So number one is fatigue is created by your job. Làm việc của mình là tạo cái gì?
Tức là việc tạo ra cái sự mệt mỏi, tức là sự mệt mỏi tạo ra bởi làm sự.
Okay, so who thinks this one? No. We have no tickets for that one, Philip?
Sorry.
Okay, so fatigue is a risk to operation.
Mệt mỏi sẽ mang đến những rủi ro trong vận hành.
Okay. Basically, everyone agrees, yes?
Yeah.
We have 100% in agreement.
Very good. Yeah, of course. We'll see tomorrow morning that, of course, fatigue is a risk to operation. And so it has to be integrated, you know, in a wider safety management system. It's a very important risk, one of the highest risks for flight operations. So
Are we saying that the third option is also true, or is not true?
Yeah, it's not really true, but yeah, it was a popular topic in 2020 also because of the COVID-19. So we have been contacted by a lot of airlines because they are struggling because the duty time have changed. A lot of things have changed. People have been stressed. They have to be retrained, and so yeah, also the exposure to fatigue was probably very high in 2020 because of the COVID-19. So what are the main fatigue and stress factors in aviation? Salaries, or I mean low salaries, not high salaries. Shift work.
This has to say low salary.
Yeah, low salary.
Okay, not enough.
Yeah, because, yeah, high salary you can manage in general. Yeah, shift work, workload, complexity of the operations, motivations, or all the above. So it can be only one answer. Or
Okay, hands
all
up. All of the above. Which any other specific options? I think we're all in agreement. It's all of the above.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. We'll see later, you know, for the stress, especially for stress. So salaries might be a problem, of course, if it's a low salary, especially if you think that the reward you are receiving are not equal to the effort you are doing. So it's not really a question of how much you are earning, you know, how much money you are earning. It's more about the balance, the perceived balance between the reward, you know, what you are that you are receiving, and the effort you are doing in your job. Okay, so we'll go in more detail tomorrow morning on that.
You catch it? Yeah. So the point about salaries is it's individually we perceive how much effort we have to make, and then we judge how is the money worth it, and the stress that comes with that money. So it's not is it a high or a low salary, but is it do I think it's worth the effort? Yeah, the expectation.
Yeah, exactly.
Thầy có giải thích rõ một tí xíu về salaries ở đây, nó không phải là cao hay thấp, nhưng so với kỳ vọng của chúng ta thì nó có xứng đáng với những nỗ lực và những công việc mà chúng ta làm hay không. Đây em nghĩ đó là cái sự thỏa mãn trong cái công việc.
Okay, very good. Now, so fatigue is linked to sleep. So select all the correct answer. If you do not have enough sleep, fatigue will build up. A low quality of sleep would produce fatigue. If you sleep at irregular time, fatigue will build up.
Okay.
So you can choose 1, 2, or 3 answer. All.
Who thinks all? All the people think all.
Okay, very good. Yes, this one was
very
not
simple.
This one was not too much difficult. But yeah, they are equally important, you know, to reduce fatigue. So having enough sleep, so quantity of sleep, the quality of sleep, and also the timing of sleep. You know, they are equally important to reduce fatigue or to recover from fatigue. Okay, and then so a very current question: with COVID-19, employees have worked less for at least 3 months, at least in Europe. I don't know in Vietnam, but I guess this is a similar situation. So they are fresh for the recovery, and we do not have to worry about fatigue anymore. Okay, it was just long vacations. Is it true or false?
Okay, question 7. No more tricks, okay? Yeah, okay. Everyone says false.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's false because, of course, it was not vacation for most people, you know. People were worried. And what we have seen I mean, there was very nice research published very recently. They found that because of the lockdown, I don't know in Vietnam, you don't have, I don't know if you experience a total lockdown like we had in France.
For 3 weeks.
I don't know.
I think. For 3 weeks.
Oh, for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, for 3 weeks, yeah. And so what we experienced, and you know, they did some studies on sleep, and they found that people had a lot of sleep disturbances. Why? Because they're having less social interaction. They were less exposed to bright light, to sunlight, because they were, you know, locked down at home, and all these things was making their sleep worse. You know, the quality of sleep was going down because they are losing all these time cues. So I will explain you tomorrow morning why, you know, because our body clock needs these time cues, and they were lost between during the COVID-19. Okay. I don't know if you want to translate.
Sure. Và trong quá trình mà lockdown thì có một số nghiên cứu đã cho được kết quả là người ta cảm thấy khó ngủ hơn khi mà phải ở nhà trong một khoảng thời gian dài, bởi vì người ta thiếu đi cái sự tương tác xã hội. Và cái thứ hai nữa là không có gần với thiên nhiên, tức là mình bị đóng khung vào một cái chỗ ở của mình, thì gây cho con người cái sự khó ngủ, gián đoạn và giấc ngủ.
Okay, and then the final questions. So sleep occurs at night because light decrease. Easy question.
Ngủ vào buổi tối là bởi vì chúng ta thiếu
True.
đúng không ạ? It's true.
Okay, so hands up for true.
True.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we got 9.
Okay.
9
true.
Okay. No, it's not true.
It's not true.
So, in fact, no, I'm very bad because I'm very naughty, because it's partially true, only partially. But you know, the main driver for sleep is the body clock. So it's internal. Of course, the light will do something, and I will explain you exactly what happened tomorrow morning.
Hang on. Keep it down.
Hello?
Keep it down. Keep it down.
Sleep is a hot topic.
Yeah. So sleep is apparently a hot topic. Dr. Philip. But sorry, you were explaining.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So I was explaining that, of course, light have a role. Okay. But the main driver for sleep, you know, the main factors is in the brain, and this is what we call the body clock. Okay, so we are programmed to sleep at night, but not only because the light decreases, okay, but because we are programmed to sleep at some time of the day, of course, during the local time. Okay, so we will see more detail on that tomorrow morning. But this is very important to understand.
Yeah. Tất nhiên là ánh sáng cũng ảnh hưởng đến việc mà chúng ta đi ngủ. Tuy nhiên là việc đi ngủ không có hoàn toàn là do ánh sáng bị thiếu đi, mà là do đồng hồ sinh học của mỗi người. Và qua ngày mai thì chúng ta sẽ tìm hiểu chi tiết hơn về cái điều này, đồng hồ sinh học của chúng ta.
Okay. Next question. Can we or next
9, yes.
Question 9.
I'm sorry, please.
Question 9, yes.
Okay, question 9, yeah. We can get used to sleep deprivation. Do you agree or not?
Chúng ta có thể quen với việc thiếu ngủ, đúng hay sai?
Who said true? Who said true? Can I see the true? Somebody said true. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got 4 people who say it's true.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, no, it's not really true. You know, we can really we may have the feeling to get used to sleep deprivation. We can also develop sometimes some strategies to cope with sleep deprivation. But in any case, we can get used to sleep deprivation. You know, we can get used to reduce the number of hours of sleep we need every night. And this is also very important, because a lot of people, they just believe, okay, yeah, I get used to sleep deprivation, and so I can just walk after only 4 hours of sleep. No, you will have some negative effect of sleep deprivation, but probably you are not aware of that. And this is also, I think, a very important message for tomorrow morning. And the final question is, there is a positive. Oh, sorry, you want to translate this one?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
sure.
Yeah.
Let me sum up. Thì tức là cái câu trả lời này nó không phải là hoàn toàn đúng. Là bởi vì chúng ta có thể giảm cái thời lượng ngủ lại, nhưng chúng ta không thể nào quen với việc thiếu ngủ được, và nó sẽ gây ra những cái hệ quả rất là nghiêm trọng nếu như chúng ta bị thiếu ngủ. Ngày mai cũng sẽ nói rõ hơn về vấn đề này. Please do this.
Okay, and the final one, the final statement, there is a positive and a negative stress.
Positive and negative stress.
Yes.
Căng thẳng cũng có điểm mạnh và điểm yếu của nó. Đúng hay sai?
Okay, so true.
True.
Raise your hand, please. Yes. Okay. One undecided. Not sure. False. But okay, false. That'll be easier for me to count.
Oh.
Two people say it's false. Or do we have third? False? No. Okay. Two people.
Okay, very good. Okay, so these two people are right.
These two people are right. Okay, they can leave early, right? Is that their reward?
Yes, they have the exam. Yes. Yeah, it's a common misconception that there is a positive and a negative stress. Okay, so I will show you, I will try to convince you tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon that there is no negative and positive stress. Stress is a kind of adaptive process, very important. Okay, it may have negative effect on the long term, but there is no, qualitative or different type of stress, positive and negative. And this idea might be even dangerous because it was the basis of some management techniques which are really based on stress. Okay, if we stress people, they will be very efficient. They will be their performance will be at the best. So be careful. Managing by stress can be very dangerous. Okay, and so we'll see more details tomorrow morning on that. If you want to translate.
Okay. All right. So first thing is, tomorrow morning we'll go into more detail. Second thing is, it's not true that there's a positive and negative stress. So I think we will need to clarify the meaning of stress versus pressure or other expectations and different things.
Motivation or stimulation.
So, but as far as stress goes, there's a negative effect, and some of those effects are stronger than others, more negative than others on different people, perhaps. Is that right, Philip?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But we'll go into more detail about this tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Phần này ngày mai chúng ta sẽ tìm hiểu rõ hơn về cái việc là căng thẳng, và ngày mai cũng sẽ chúng ta cũng sẽ so sánh được là sự khác nhau như thế nào giữa căng thẳng và cái áp lực.
Okay, and then
that was we'll have to deal with that one tomorrow.
Yeah. It's a little bit of teasing, for tomorrow. Okay, so I think we can break now if you agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're happy to finish now.
Yeah, me too.
I'm ready to finish.
No one will be stressed by that. No,
I'm sure. Okay, so tomorrow morning at 8:30 local time?
Yes, 8:30 our time.
Yeah, or your time. Okay. Not my time.
3:30 in the morning your time. Yes.
Okay.
So everyone, again, we'll be getting back here at 8:30 tomorrow morning to start at 8:30, right? Because he's going to be ready to start at 8:30, which is 3:30 in the morning for him. So since he's making that effort, we'd love to see you here before 8:30, ready to go.
And so we will be able to finish not too late tomorrow afternoon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll finish around the same time, about 4:30 tomorrow.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Và hẹn gặp lớp mình lại vào ngày 8:30 ngày mai
3 giờ mấy?
Dạ.
Okay. So thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Philip.
If nothing
See you
else,
tomorrow.
thank you, Philip.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Thank you,
day.
Ben. Thank you for your
Yeah.
support.
Have a
Bye bye.
good Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Dạ, có ở đây.
Yes.